Well, first and foremost, I guess the title of C13 is a reference to C86 or C86, which was a compilation put out by NME, the British magazine, featuring early to mid 80s indie rock in Britain at the time. The thing that I really liked about C86 was the production aesthetic. It's all very lo-fi, and it's not on purpose lo-fi. It's what these folks could afford. And, despite the production levels being pretty low, the FILDI is really high. And I liked the directness. I liked the mix of pessimism and poppy music and that kind of thing. Kind of a Smiths before there were Smiths in some cases. I didn't realize it until I was putting the record together and sequencing it and looking at all the songs that I had, but it's kind of obsessed by death. A little over a year ago, I had a friend that I knew just through the internet, Renee, who was a big music fan, and that was our connection was through music. And I really, as I was recording it, really wanted to do something that she would have enjoyed. So that really informed the direction that the music took. There's some songs that wouldn't have existed otherwise, and two of the songs are actually inspired by the last words of famous people. Congratulations on Your Escape is inspired by the last words of Simón Bolívar, which was, and I'm going to paraphrase and get this wrong probably, but something like, how will I ever get out of this labyrinth? And metaphorically that works for a lot of other situations. And I was thinking of Renee, and if there is an afterlife or anything, it's kind of a, go and do your thing now. Don't worry about the rest of us. And echoes kind of the sentiment of Sometimes It Snows in April by Prince, which is one of my favorite songs. The other track that is based on final words is Geronimo. I read that his last words were something to the effect of, I wish that I had never surrendered. I should have fought until I was the last man alive. And that regret I found to be really compelling. The idea that someone could regret for many years. And he tried to become part of the greater American society. He was at a World's Fair and stuff. There's a famous picture of him in the car, And he became like a cultural thing, but he also hated it. He hated every second of it. He wished on his deathbed that he had never given up, that he had never stopped fighting. So when I started writing that song, it was that, and that's how I was feeling. It's like, what do you do? Like, how do you take that back? Like, something that you regret so much. And then I thought, well, maybe you don't. Maybe it's not giving up. Maybe it's not permanent. Maybe you can fight again.
Can't unring the bell or unraise concern or unraise the white flag. I can't uninjure you. You cannot unheal, and you cannot or maybe I can fight and not surrender and keep my pride unwounded and
The song "This Is New" I wrote because I have a friend who is 40 now, I believe, and she was in a relationship, had made it like Facebook official, and then a couple weeks later made it Facebook officially over. A week or two after that, changed it again and said like, oh no, we're trying to work it out or whatever. And one of her friends had said, it's so good. I'm glad that you're trying to work it out because, like we get knocked down but we have to keep getting back up, and you just have to believe in what a beautiful, amazing thing that love is. And that struck me really, really odd. I don't think that that's a reasonable position for a 40-year-old to have. I don't think that's a reasonable position for a 25-year-old to have. So This Is New. The working title was Skeptic's Love Song. I was talked out of that title, but that's the way I see it. That's pragmatism, but it doesn't have to be a bad thing, The potential is there for things to be wonderful, certainly, but in any new relationship, there is potential. There's potential for it to be great. And that's what This Is New addresses as succinctly as I could.
it isn't beautiful or perfect, but just the way you want it to be. never understood. But it's too soon to tell if that's true. I don't believe the hand of God reached down and placed you in my path. I don't believe it meant to be, but I know how to make you laugh. It isn't beautiful or perfect, but maybe one day it will be. And until then, there's you and me.
I was recently asked if there's a song that I'm proudest of, or like what songs I'm proudest of as far as songwriting. And Congratulations on Your Escape is probably my favorite song I've ever written, because I think it's very successful lyrically. Certainly musically, like it's one of the most interesting and good is kind of a subjective term, but I think it's really good musically. But lyrically, it's very successful to me in that it's surreal, but it's all plain at the same time. So they're direct statements. They're not poetic, each line in and of itself. You take the whole thing, which is less than a minute, and you've got a song that approaches a really complex and difficult thing to talk about, but without being unnecessarily vague. So that's something that I'm really proud of. I'm also really proud of The Saddest Thing That I've Ever Heard lyrically, because it's very direct and it doesn't pull any punches. I really tried in the songwriting on this record not to pull punches.
Just cannot bear. That's a thought I think that always fucks me up. That's a reason that I wish you would have stayed. That's a reason that I miss you every day. That's the saddest thing I think I've ever heard.
When I think of C13, if I were going to recommend it to anyone, I guess like my ideal audience is somebody who likes the kind of music that I like, somebody who likes and values the kind of songwriting that I value. My goal at this point is kind of to fall somewhere between Joni Mitchell and Robert Pollard as a songwriter, and I'm not there exactly, but I think I'm approaching it sometimes. Especially there's some moments on C13 that I think, well, that's really good. And I'm getting used to feeling good about what I'm doing musically, and so I'm proud of C13. I'm proud of it all over the place. My goal is to write and record music that I would enjoy, and just believe that there's an audience out there who would enjoy the things that I enjoy. So in some ways it's a record made for myself. In some ways it's a record made for Renee to be something that she would have liked if she got to experience it. One of our mutual friends, loves C13 and tried to share it with the world and tell everybody to listen to it. And that meant a lot to me because it said to me, there is an audience composed of people like you that's out there that's wanting to hear this.
I got a million distractions.